quick. First thing first. Man, this is a gorgeous day. This is such a gorgeous day. It's not even funny, man. I'm to a point. If you had to work today, you ain't gonna want to come back. I don't think I will. Anyway, oh my God, this weather is crazy, man. Yeah, on a serious note, I do have some issues on my mind right now. I'm asking all my YouTuber followers, man, that my dad is going to surgery this Friday, and I asked all of you to pray for him. I don't want to really talk about the nature of it. All I know is very serious, and I know that he's playing a good face on it and everything, but I know deep down inside he's scared. And I know deep down inside I am too. You only got one life to live. You only got one father. There could only be one. I'm talking about biological speaking. You know. And honestly, when I left Cleveland last month, or just before I got to the Hopkins Airport, I was in tears. I didn't even want to go. I didn't even want to come back down to DMV after that. I wanted to stay home. I wanted to be there. I got issues with other family members because of a couple of my other family members, because of the lack of support. You know. But it's a long story, and you know, I'm just saying, Lord willing, let him get through. That's all I ask. You know, let him get through and it hit. But the thing of it is, the surgery is not even that long. That's the thing about it, though. But with surgery, regardless if it's 6 hours or 2 minutes, you know, there's some things that can go right and there's things that can go wrong. But I know everything will be right. Everything will be all right. You know. They say just hold on to God's unchanging hand, man. You know. Some of y'all, you know, I know I can understand, hey, your dad wasn't there for you. I mean, my dad wasn't, you know, he's not perfect. He wasn't perfect when I was growing up. You know, a lot of things we didn't do with my son. You know, there was, you know, issues that was going on that, you know, that was beyond my control. In some cases, when he was a child growing up in the 1950s, it was, 1940s, 1950s, was beyond his control. To a point where he had to move up north to Chicago from Mississippi. Right around the same time Emmett Till got murdered. Around the same time. They were almost the same age. That's the scary part to me. They were roughly about the same age. The same year that my dad went to Chicago was the same year that Emmett Till got murdered. And it's just the thinking about that, which is probably why I can understand why parents of that era are the way that they are. You know, I understand it to a point where I do respect that. You know, because back in that era, black boys back then were 10 times likely to be murdered than females, than black females, period. And my moms don't understand why you always do. Why you like that? You like your dad more than I do, more than me. It's not about that. I try to explain that. It's really not about. It's about giving the man respect. The man gave me life, and I got to give him respect for that. Regardless of what y'all went through. That's another whole story. I don't even want to go into that. I'm just saying. But I'll leave it at that. I just wanted to get that out the way, man, because it's been on my mind. I really, last night might have been the first good night's sleep I had, just because of the fact that I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. And it's kind of on me because I hadn't talked to him in a few weeks. But it's just, it's just been daunting on my mind for weeks. And, you know, actually, usually when I talk to one parent, I have to talk to the other. But that's all right. I just want to be able to talk to them. You know, I don't have a lot of friends in the world. And friends are few and far between. But at the end of the day, my parents are everything to me. Everything to me. I mean that. Everything to me. You know, they're the reason why I live too. The reason why I'm here. It's the reason why I'm doing the things I'm doing today because of them. You know, and regardless if I had issues with them or not, I mean, I've learned to move past most of it. I mean, I learned to move past a lot of it actually. You know, because forgiveness, even though I still feel that although forgiveness is a two-way street, sometimes it's a single lane highway. Sometimes you're better off it being a single lane highway because for forgiveness, it allows you to get past the hurt. It really does. I mean, for a long, long time, I had a hard time forgiving people. I really did. You know? That's why it said in the prayer, the Lord's Prayer, forgive our trespasses, as well as we forgive those who trespass against us. You have to. And it also says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power and the glory forever. In other words, when you forgive, it lifts your heart from all the burden that you once had when you were, you know, when you carried the burden inside of you that kept you raging all the time. I've learned forgiveness. I'm telling you right now, I've learned, I mean, and this is since I've been back to church. Which is why, for me, although I have a few issues about church, and I still do, it's things like this that keep me grounded in the church. It's to learn to forgive, move past the BS, and learn to forgive. Because if you don't, it'll eat you up. I tried to instill that in my dad on that, but that's a long story too. But and I've been telling them that for years. But that's another whole story. I could go on. I could talk about that all day. But that's usually how it is, man. You have to learn to get past the bullshit. I mean, man, forgive me, Lord. I didn't mean even to come out and say that like that, but you have to. And that's how it is. That's how it be sometimes, for real. You know, the times when you have, I can't believe I turned on the air in February. The air conditioner in freaking February. It's so hot out here. It's 77 degrees. I don't even have the air running in my house. Yeah. I even took the cover off my air conditioner at the house. Yeah. You know. But yeah, that's what it's about, guys. You know. Like I said, you don't forgive. And somebody said it, I think I saw it in a movie or a documentary, and somebody said the same thing I said. You don't necessarily forgive to forgive that person. You forgive to benefit for yourself. Seriously. If there's one subject I can talk about wholeheartedly that I know from a very personal experience, is me. You know. Yeah, I can talk about all the rotten stuff my folks used to say about me. I can talk about different things that my folks didn't support me on, and all this and all that. But I mean, but then I look at myself, I look at my life, how my life is now, and how other people's lives are and were. And my life turned out to be pretty good compared to some people I knew and know to this day. You know, I feel truly blessed. I'm not gonna lie. I have my ups and downs just like everybody else do. But overall, at the end of the day, I do feel truly blessed. That's not a joke. All right, I'm gonna talk more about this later. I really am, because I think this is something that we need to talk about. Now, I haven't seen the Black Panther movie yet, and I plan on seeing it by the end of this week. If I have to go by myself, I told my wife, I'm not gonna be waiting. Now, see, she and delayed it 3 times already. We were supposed to went to Saturday. Then we decided we're going to go Monday. They didn't go Monday. Had all day to go Monday. That's another story. And then we were going to talk about going Friday. Now she wants to wait again to Saturday. But I'm going to tell you right now, Saturday is due day for me. You know, if you ain't rolling with me Saturday morning to go to the theater, that's a wrap. I'm going by myself. Real talk. Yep. And don't borrow no popcorn either. But seriously though, we're going to talk about part 2 about that and how that coincides with something like a Black Panther for a number of reasons. All right, this is DJ Wolf, guys. I'll be back and post another podcast, and I'll be talking to you guys a little later. I'm out.